Hello and welcome to Heather's Fashion Finds. Today I'm going to go over the top 5 tips that I have for thrift shopping. I am a huge thrift shopper and have gone to all different types of thrift stores throughout the years. So I have a lot of tips that I kind of want to share and just kind of prepare anyone who's looking to thrift shop some different strategies for doing that and what to look out for. So the first tip I have is knowing which type of thrift store that you are going to. So there are different tiers of thrift stores. Like, not all thrift stores are the same. So there could be like a boutique thrift store, which will generally be a lot more expensive, but you might have like nicer items that have already been gone through or name brands type thing. Then you've got your like medium grade thrift stores, which are kind of like nicer. Maybe it's more of like a consignment shop or one where people can sell their clothes, something like that, but it's more like of a medium tier. And then there's also like your local, large, just like donation center thrift store like Goodwill. So there's 3 different types of levels here, and it'll definitely be like most expensive at a boutique type thrift store or that middle one. And then, whereas at the lower tier, like say your Goodwills or something like that, the items might have been gone through a bit, but they're not going to be as like filtered and as luxury as say like at a boutique thrift store. So just knowing which one that you're going to and being prepared financially for the one that you choose to go to, because sometimes people get shocked at like a boutique thrift store. They're like, wow, that's a lot for something used, but the clothes can be a lot nicer and newer. There's definitely pros and cons of all of them. Just knowing which one that you are going to can help prepare you mentally for what you're about to be doing. Okay, so the second tip I have for you today is starting with one section. So when you walk into the store, there's likely going to be clothes everywhere. And unlike at a normal store, there are like one of a kind of everything. So lots of different colors and patterns and fabrics. And it can be pretty overwhelming to walk in and see all that. Something I recommend is just kind of starting at one section, like just walking straight to one section. Don't look around too much, because I think it can be pretty overwhelming to do that. And you don't want to stress yourself out like right away, right after getting there. So just start with one section, look down, and focus on that section that you're working on. This kind of strategy is what I recommend doing throughout your whole shopping experience. Just focus on what's right in front of you, because like I said, it gets pretty overwhelming, especially in those like really big stores where you kind of get lost and overwhelmed. So again, focus on your one section and go through like that. Okay, so my third tip is, if you came thrifting looking for a specific type of item, kind of knowing like what are the parameters of that item, like what it kind of looks like. Like, say you came in for jeans, then you want to know like what type of style of jeans that you want, so it makes it easier for you when you're looking through the different patterns and the different styles. Like, if you come in knowing you want boot cut, then don't waste your time looking at the other ones. You can just kind of know that you want this specific type and ignore the rest. Now, I do want to do a quick point here though. Since you are thrifting, it can be like a huge opportunity to find some really unique items. Like, I've definitely only found my most unique items at thrift stores. So I'd highly recommend like keeping an open mind when you're doing this. So it's okay, like you have this one item that you want, but just kind of don't completely close off your mind, because there could be something really cool that you miss if you do that. And you're at like the best place to find the coolest items. This is definitely one of my favorite parts of thrift shopping, is just kind of being surprised and seeing something that you never even thought existed or that really speaks to you. So I would hate for you to miss out on that experience and missing an item that is so cool and that you would love to have in your wardrobe. So for tip number 4, this is if you're just kind of like browsing, there are a lot of different items and you don't want to miss anything. So you do kind of have to go one by one, which can get kind of overwhelming. Whereas at like a normal department store, usually you'll see like one item and then there'll be like 10 others in different sizes. So it's a lot different where you have to go like one by one to see each piece. So if that is too much for you and you're not interested in doing that, you can kind of just look by color or by texture, like the different types of fabric. Like, if you know that you only want like a silk shirt, just look for that fabric among the different ones, like go one by one with your eyes type thing, rather than moving them, because like I don't know about you, but I definitely like my arms get tired after thrift shopping because there's like so much pushing. Or you can kind of like team up with a friend and they can push and then you can look and then you can push and they can look. So that way you're kind of like splitting it up because it can be overwhelming, but it is kind of better to go one by one so you don't miss anything. However, there are certain time constraints I know, and like people generally might not want to do that. So, those are just some tips there that can help you if you want to speed up the process or like teamwork with somebody to get through it. And then, my last tip for you today is definitely try on the items that you want to purchase at the store. Like, thrifting doesn't work like a normal store, like a dress that's a size 4 here is not going to be a dress that's a size 4 there. Like there's so much variation that you need to try on your stuff to actually know if it will fit you. Like I'll go to the changing room with like probably, I don't know, like 15 items and come out with maybe like 4 or 5. And before I tried them on, I would have bought them all because they look good. I thought they might fit. I would just plan for that and budget for that if you're like worried about time. I just think it's really helpful to try it on before you buy it. And in a lot of places, you can't return things. So just make sure you understand the return policy as well. And then I have been at some places where they actually won't even let you try things on, so that can be pretty difficult in those situations. What I do personally is like if it's something that I'm really worried about fitting, I just won't get it. Like a shirt, I'm pretty aware of like if that's going to work on me or not. And you can even like try it on over your clothes. Shirts and jackets I feel pretty safe with in that regard. Also a cool tip that I learned is you can kind of like for pants, you can put it around your neck, like the waist part around your neck to see if it will fit you. And I tried this like when I got home with some of my jeans that fit, and it actually worked. So you could always try that. No guarantees though. All right, that's pretty much all of my tips and tricks that I have for you. Please let me know if you have any questions. I hope you enjoy your thrifting trip. I love thrifting, and I always encourage people to try it. So let me know if you do and if any of these tips or tricks help you or if you do any of them. All right, thanks for watching and happy thrifting. See you next time. Bye.